How are you?
I know. Got it. I figured something out. We can set up a second.
Online, we got 12 people out there right now. See what I love? I love that we get everybody settled down.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Hey y'all, we have a packed team meeting today. Let's get started.
Lots of good stuff.
Cool.
So, first thing we do is we get noisy and introduce yourselves to each other.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, we tell everyone.
say hi to two people. And you're online right now. You got 1 minute, go.
Cleaning up for Saturday at the casino and the
One, two, three. If you can hear me, clap once. If you don't hear me, clap twice. We got it figured out. So I switched up the order a little bit. I thought, let's start with our affiliates and our vendors.
Cool.
So,
Going through Derek. Let's start with Derek.
All right. Derek Cheney, mortgage lender with Mid-Missouri Bank. Good thing about working with us, we're a one-stop shop. So if your clients need a home loan, land loan, bridge loan, construction loan, we do all that. Or if they need to restructure debt, refinance, we can help them with that too in-house. We don't have to send them to a third party.
Awesome. Thank you. Christina.
Hi, I'm Christina Ferrante with 417 Home Loans, and I am your lending lady for life.
Hey y'all, Jess Bowman Insurance Group. We're here to help with any and all insurance needs, and we just appreciate you guys. George, thank you.
George Brockman with a Chosen Home Warranty, where we give your clients the power to choose.
Leah.
Reed with Central Bank, and talk to me about our 100% loans.
Going through around no one back there. Anton. Yep.
Yes, I'm Anton with Community Mortgage Brokers. We have lunch and learn today after this meeting. If you're hungry, stay, get some lunch and learn about our programs.
Cool. Awesome.
is that all?
Hi. Lunch and learn. Yep.
Now, as Coach Molly said at Bold, the way we thank these people is get in touch with them. Help them, use them for referrals, use them to help your clients. So make sure you're visiting with them after the class. That's why we have them come in. So you have personal contacts to help serve your people better.
One of the cool opportunities that we can provide here is because of our vendor partners and their generosity. So make sure that you are replicating that back to them.
Like the ones that sponsor Bold.
That's true. Yep. I did replicating.
Replicating.
Yeah. You know.
So our sponsors for Bold this last week were the Deck Pros.
Yep, so if you were at Bold yesterday, Lucas Phillips, who owns the Deck Pros, actually called his company the wrong name. So Chelsea graciously helped correct that for him. So yesterday we had Onward Agent Services, Deck Pros, and George with the Chosa, which George is somewhere in here as well.
Yep.
So thank you for our sponsors yesterday.
And Bold is off to an incredible start.
Oh, it's right there. Just hiding away.
He's helping a warranty customer right now.
Yeah.
So every week we talk about one of our MVVPs, our mission, our vision, our values, our belief, or our perspective. Today is our mission. It is to
build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
And also every week we talk about a culture winner, someone who exemplifies the KW culture. Last week's winner was Danielle Beersman, who then took off. Is she in Europe somewhere?
She's in Italy right now.
Italy. So she nominated Cheyenne Schiller. Cheyenne is one of the most helpful agents I've ever encountered. And even as another agent, I'm constantly asking her for help since she's part of so many boards. Anytime I need advice, to rant, or disclosure, she's always just a call away. All of this is possible because we were put at the same table in bold last year. Oh, that's a
That's
nice
cool.
little connection. Thanks KW for putting us together. Cheyenne is truly a gem to know and truly embodies what it is to be a team player at KW. Cheyenne's not in here,
Nope.
so that means we have to text her and tell her congratulations, she's the winner.
And surprisingly, they're not online. Normally they're
2649?
417-718-2649.
49, okay.
Yeah.
Operators are standing by.
Yep, 417-718-2649.
So let her know congrats that she's the winner. But guess what? We're full of culture around here. So we have segment 2. Number 1, this is kind of hit big news. KW, as the agents, voted to change the profit share structure system at Mega Camp 2 weeks ago. So you're seeing some of this pop up looking like negative news. This is stuff that KW agents chose to make it better for KW agents. It is not a place where corporate makes decisions and it's handed down. This was a vote. We even took place in the vote or took
Yeah.
part of the vote.
Yeah, and so we wanted to bring this to attention because there's been a lot of conversations and articles getting pushed out. And as we know, there's only one side of the story, so we wanted to make sure you all heard about that. We did have a town hall about a month ago at the Market Center, and we had, I think, about 20 so agents show up. And we did a mock vote with our ALC as to how they would vote in it. I had the opportunity to be on our regional IALC, so I was part of the vote. There was 4, depending on your region, there's about 4 people per region that had a vote in there. I would say that's my first IALC and it was packed, not a single spot. Everyone was standing everywhere. One of the proposals, and this is the one that they're talking about, is that what will happen is if you, with how they voted it, if you go to a competitor previously before 2020 and you were a KW agent and you went to a competitor, you still received 100% of your profit share. That vote has now changed to now if you are at a competitor, it will go down to 5% of what you would be receiving as your profit share for that. When that vote took place, there were some regions that voted against this change and there were some in majority, 90% were a majority of that. And I will say there was a standing ovation and clap from every agent in that room. So
On the idea that we get to choose it.
exactly, that we get to choose and then we have a voice within our market center. And so this is really coming out as like Gary or KWI enforced this, and this was truly an agent vote. Gary wasn't even in the room for this, so.
So let's say that I decide to leave KW and start my own brokerage, Mike's Awesome Houses, something like that. If I'm competing and recruiting against KW, I am not getting the same amount of profit share as if I'm part of KW. That's basically what it's about. It's people who went to other companies and then are actively trying to knock us down. So it kind of makes sense. There's a whole bunch of different ways to look at it, but the fact is, we got to choose as agents, not corporate looking down.
The clarification point though is if you retired and went out of the business, you still keep your profit share as your vested. So that's a thing to note as well, in that,
And it
but,
doesn't start for another year.
yeah,
Right.
I think they're projecting around June 2024. Yes, Steve?
Steve.
Like the example you used was if you left and became a broker, started a brokerage, what if you're just a realtor that leaves?
And I believe it's the
Same
same.
thing, you're still at a
That
competitor.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're still at a competitor. Yes, Leah?
Well, is it something that will go into effect, I mean, next year and then going forward? Or anybody that's already getting profit share that might be at Murray right now, it's gonna change?
It's gonna change, yeah.
Okay.
And so there will be a 6-month period for any agent that is at a competitor to come back to KW to have the opportunity to then get their full profit share reinstated before any of the changes were happen. So that is the option whenever that timeline starts. They projected July 1, 2024 is when, so I don't know if it's 6 months leading up to and July 1 is the start date or not. And their profit share won't go away completely. They'll receive 5% of what they would have totally received as the whole
But
100.
for example, Leah, you're still in the profit share system, right?
Yeah.
You're not competing against KW, so yours would not change.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right, I just wondered, somebody that went to, a
A
competitor
different
this
brokerage,
year,
yeah.
is they're gonna continue.
And the
it's gonna
main
change.
point around that is if you were vested, and so back in 2020, they had changed the binding sponsorship agreement. That I think that was April, and that language is already in there. So if you've been with KW since 2020 of April, your vesting period is now 7 years, 1 day, and that language is already in there if you go to a competitor. It was previously before then, when vesting period was 3 years and 1 day, and that was not in the binding profit share agreement whenever you onboarded.
and once it's official, hang on a second, then anybody that wants to come back has 6 months to come back and still get all their full profit share.
Yeah.
So it's a great conversation too. Yes, ma'am.
So if you move states or change with a different broker within Keller Williams, how does that
If
impact?
you're still with the KW, it's the same.
Okay, got it.
As long as you're not competing.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it's the fact that we
You
were.
go
able
to being a
choose this.
car salesman, you're not competing against them, so it stay the same.
That's right. Okay, more culture. Trusted Advisors by Springfield Business Journal, Amy Malia Coppins. Let's give her a round of applause. Same week. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. I
She's
saw her
doing her
screen-
taxes today. She has to do her
I
taxes.
saw her
today.
screenshotting, so I'm like, not gonna change
Yeah, I
yet.
got it.
Also, Springfield Business Journal, Man of the Year, Kevin Ruth, who's running. Ribbon Security Center. Oh, and guess what's next?
Rachel.
So we are very proud of the people we are all in business with here. We are surrounded by cool people. I love working with you, and now we're actually gonna be roommates.
Oh, yeah, Mike and I are gonna start sharing an office here soon,
Yeah.
so you just wait.
Because of growth, we're running out of room up there, so winners find a way.
Yeah,
We're
poor Ian
smushing
is
together.
sitting at our little console
Yeah,
acting as a desk.
he's like here
so-
paying people. We
Yeah,
want to give him
yeah.
more room.
So I will be moving in Mike's office and Landon will be taking my office.
And
so.
speaking of culture, don't call people you're not supposed to. That is against culture and that can get you sued.
What a great segue.
Yes, and if you need more resources, there they are. And are Don or Jim here?
I don't think so, actually. I didn't
Okay.
see them.
Well, we have this is not really a cult or a broker moment, but it's something that we make sure you're aware of. The law changed Tuesday on phones in Missouri. You can no longer have your phone up. Now, here's the weird stuff. They are not starting to fine until January 2025.
Oh, great.
That doesn't mean you keep doing it. But here's the other questions I have. Does this mean if you're on Apple Play, can you touch the screen of your car?
Let's not complicate
I
it
know.
right now. Let's inform, but not complicate.
Okay.
Yes, you can. And I
Okay.
know that because I was a truck driver and we had to abide by those laws before civilians or anybody else ever had.
So here's how we're gonna use this for our advantage, okay?
Oh, gosh.
How many of you are in bold right now?
I don't know what he's gonna
How many,
say.
I know. How many of you need to do 100 calls by next week? I'm calling you. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this Rachel?
Yes.
Hey, Rachel. You sound a little nervous.
I am.
Well, hey, I was just reaching out because I don't know if you knew this, but I saw that the law changed on phone calls in cars this year. So I'm trying to reach out to everybody I know to let them know this is an important thing while I'm driving, no.
Yeah, I can hear you. I think you're right.
But I know influencers like you that are on the tickety talk and all that, you're always videoing. So I just want to make you aware, so that's the only reason for my call today.
Awesome, thank you.
So also, this is another part of the law that changed. Now, when you buy a vehicle,
Mhm.
your taxes and your and your sales tax are rolled into it.
Securely.
Yeah, but I want you to be aware, a $50,000 home decreases your home buying power by $200,000.
Oh, man.
So don't go out and buy a new car right away.
Oh,
But
thank you.
if you do. Yes, but anyway, I just want to let you know those things. I'm just reaching out to people I find very valuable and I want to let you know that.
Thank you so much for the call.
So there's one idea for calls this week. How many of you know somebody that drives? It'll be easy to get to 100 calls. You're coming from value. You're trying to share stuff with them they may not know.
$50,000 car will
Yeah.
kill your car, your home.
Your
Well,
buying power.
That's stats from 2 weeks ago. So we can make that sometime. Okay, the market stats this week. We're at the new normal. That's what I'm calling it. Because it's very much lining up with last year. This is last week. And you'll see that we went up in things quite a bit. But as we compare to last year, GSBR had 404 listings this week, 473. It was a couple hundred gap for a while. It's getting normal and more together. The other interesting thing, we're up to 1,336 active listings as of Monday. Okay, so there's a lot more listings available. So if people are saying there's no homes to choose from, there are more than there have been since last October 2nd.
Still
Okay.
can't sell ours.
Crazy
So-
to think in 2020 at this point, it was 307.
Yeah, well, but that's when I was doing stats different. That didn't include pendings.
Oh, okay.
So that's a little skewed. The gray is always skewed on this because I wasn't adding things up right. But these are official.
Math.
So this is actually stats from the last few years. So normal should be around 2,200 to 2,500, somewhere around there. So talk to your sellers, say, hey, it's still a housing shortage, it's a great time. Realtor Weekly, you get these every week. They have the calendar for the rest of the year out. There's a lot of events going on. There's a good neighbor panel September 13th. We're just gonna bump through these real quick. Social hour at the Pitch Pizza and Pub for the appraiser committee. The more you know how appraisers have to do things, the better you can do CMAs. I always encourage you to go to those things because you can learn what rules they're under because that's how they have to do things. Committee Expo. You should be in committees here and at the board. The more our voices are heard, the more we can do everything. And this is a fun night. GSBU RPAC Cornhole Tournament. It is September 28th at Farmers Park. So it's the covered pavilion. There are cornhole teams. There's a silent auction. Last year, there were a bunch of Chiefs things out there for it. And it's when they do the official installation of people for next year. So that's a fun night. And it's all, weather protected. It'll be good. We don't want to watch that. Realtor Safety Matters. Next month is Realtor Safety Month. Donnie Allen is a KW person from Joplin. He does this all around the state. So he's gonna be in at the board. That's a great thing. In fact, we're gonna have a safety week with Elise Riley in 2 weeks.
And I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, but what's been happening, I think in Northwest Arkansas with some agents that were happening. So please make sure you're aware of your surroundings. I can't emphasize that enough, even just going back from the incident that happened a month ago out in our own parking lot at 6 o'clock. So whenever you're entering and leaving the building, please make sure you're not on your phone. Looking down, you are alert because you never know what will happen. So.
And leadership. The way to have your voice heard is join the board as part of the leadership groups. This is something to look into also. Again, you get these every week. We just like to highlight some of them. We're at the end of August.
I know, you said next week, it is next week.
Next week is September. Can you believe that? So we're at the end of September, end of August. We don't have the September calendar out yet. It will be by the end of the week. We have 2 months of awesome team meetings scheduled. We're waiting on 2 last confirmations. And they will, after both, they'll go back to 9/27, not 9/30, but 9/27. Because that's a psychological thing that helps us get started a little bit quicker. Also, other days to remember, the Leverage Series next week.
Yeah, if you are thinking about hiring or you have a team and you've never been through the Leverage Series, this is a class you need to attend. I can't emphasize this enough on the value this class brings. It's 3 parts in 2 days. So how to hire, once you've hired them, what kind of training plan do you need to put them on to ensure that you're setting them up for success? And then once they are officially the hire and they are the right fit, how do you ensure that your world emphasizes and creates a world big enough for them to stay in it? If you haven't went through this, please come talk to me if you have any questions about it. A lot of teams or people that skip the whole Leverage Series process, those are the people I'm having conversations with that they didn't hire the right fit. And how do we course correct along the way? So
it doesn't mean they hired a bad person. They hired them for the wrong position. And then you got to unhire somebody that you love, but you put them in the wrong spot.
It comes down to 2 things, communication and expectations. If those things are not lined out, and if you're only doing 1 interview, there's a lot of other things that you're missing. That's why in the career visioning process, there's only like 6 interviews.
Yep.
There's a reason behind it.
This is my 3rd time taking it. It's that important. I want to get more out of it as I'm starting to hire. Maria, you want to talk some? Second annual Hispanic Heritage Month party.
Yay.
This is going to be huge. It's next Friday.
Yep.
So next week is crazy. Bold, leverage, Hispanic Heritage.
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super excited, guys. Last year we had a little bit over 200 people show up and we're expecting it to be just as big, if not bigger than last year. We have a lot of awesome sponsors that have made this possible. We're still looking for volunteers and people that are willing to donate some goodies and gift card giveaways for kids and adults. So if you know of any businesses or if you yourself want to donate something like that, then please reach out to Rachel, myself, Noah Chavez, Nicole Mian. We're all kind of putting things together and we just hope to see you there. We're also gonna we got some fun shirts. I wish I had brought
I know,
we brought some.
Oh my God.
We actually printed some shirts that match the Hispanic Heritage flyer. So if you want to buy some, we'll also have some for sale at the event. There's going to be bounce houses. Michelle Omar is going to be doing some of her juggling performances that she did while she was at the circus. We're going to have folkloric dances, some very delicious food. Yes.
What time do we start, miss?
We start from 5 to 9 PM. And it's really, I'm not lying, it's gonna be awesome. We have raised $11,000 for the event. Our title sponsor has been Trendsetter Homes, and
You made it back.
the remaining balance of the money that we have raised is going to be donated to the Hispanic Cultural Center.
These are the cool
Acompañarte.
shirts if you volunteer.
Yeah, so if you volunteer, you get one of these, and if you don't, then you get to buy them.
I love it.
So, yeah, so if you have any questions, just let us know, but we're super excited.
And then next week's team meeting, we're gonna talk a little bit more in depth and some of the help needs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, back to role play. Ready?
I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Okay. How many of you have heard that client events are a great way to touch base with your database?
Yes.
What if there's a client event going on? Spam risk. By the way, if you got a message from me that I was in a meeting, I am safe, but I always take Disney, Jim's Steakhouse, and McNoodles gift cards, so feel free to drop those by my office if you need them. But, so, what if you need to do a client event? Here's back to bold calls. Ready? Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hey, is this Rachel?
this is.
You're not driving, are you?
I'm not.
Okay.
You told me last week about it. I'm
Great.
obeying a lot.
Well, hey, I want to let you know, we have a cool event going on this Friday. It is called the Hispanic Heritage Month Party, and it is going to be insane. Last year we had like 200 people, and I'm inviting everybody I know to come to it.
Awesome. Is there a cost to attend?
No, there isn't. And there's going to be elephants there. No, not elephants, but we do have people from the circus. So there's going to be juggling.
Oh,
Last year, there's all kinds of food booths. I think there's even going to be some grown-up beverages possibly.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
But last year it was so insane, and I want to let everybody know about it. So it is this Friday from 5 to 9, and it's gonna be fun. So I just want to let you know.
Okay, how do I sign up?
You just come, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I wouldn't say that to her. Yeah, you just come. It's here in our market center, and it's open to the family, friends, anybody you know.
Okay, if you text me the address, I'll be there.
I will do it right now.
We're
All right.
also gonna have piñatas for adults to hit. And they're gonna be filled with goodies.
Got it for the adults.
With little bottles, maybe?
Yeah.
What if you don't drink?
Somehow we're on a conference
There's a
call.
piñata
Maria
with candy.
stepped in. So, okay, good to see you. I'll see you on Friday.
Okay, sounds great.
Let's see. So,
We've been over for 2 months. We
Yeah.
need to break that.
there are so many ways you can call your people. It's not about, hey, you wanna go buy a house, you wanna sell a house? It is coming from value and inviting them to stuff. So everybody can get their 100 calls in by next week. Just use those two things that we talked about.
And in the 100, it can be 50-50.
Yeah, you can do 50 texts. So I had a question on that. Do you have to get a text back for it
It's
to
a
count?
two-way communication, so they
Okay.
have to respond.
Okay, so 100 conversations by next week, those of you in bold, and if you're not in bold, in fact, a couple of you I talked to today that I know you're out online, that's how you get your fourth quarter set up, okay? I'm looking at you, yeah, okay. All right, another event coming up, My Freed Live.
Yes.
This was an incredible class last year too.
Yeah, so for those of you that attended Jordan Freed last year, he's coming back and teaching My Freed Live. The thing that what happens when we bring these people in, we say they're really awesome, they're really great, and then people don't show up and they're like, now I'm upset that I missed it. Well, don't worry, now you can attend now. Or people that attend say, I want to attend again. So Jordan's is all about really like what fuels your purpose. There's a way to write a 10-year letter to yourself. It's a very impactful training that has opened up to our region. So this will sell out. It will be at the board. Space is limited. What I recommend is if you have a spouse or a significant other, this would be a perfect class to go through with them.
Yes.
But it will sell out quickly. It's not out to the region yet.
It is. They
Oh, it
announced it
is.
to the OPs on Monday.
Okay, so it's gonna go, this is worth signing up for, and again, it's here in town, so you don't have to get far from it.
Yep, and then since they're kind of making it a regional event, this is a great way for networking as well to meet other agents in our region.
Yep, okay, on to the interwebs. Nicole, what do you have for us?
Yeah, so something really exciting got launched a couple weeks ago, and that is our new campaign, paid ads experiences, and you can actually set up different ads for different things on Facebook through command, receive leads, and basically also use it to communicate you and your business. So I am teaching a class on that tomorrow with the new paid ads experience. The only thing that you need to have completed before you come to this class is you need to have a business Facebook page set up. I am gonna post a video today. There's a couple different things to make sure that it gets linked properly tomorrow when you're in this class and wanting to go ahead and set up some ads. Now, questions I keep getting, I don't have any listings. That's okay. You can always do an ad for an open house that you're maybe doing for another agent this upcoming weekend or the following weekend. You can also ask other agents if they will let you also advertise their listings, because I don't think anybody here says no to that. So always keep an open mind with that. And I'm really excited to train on that with you guys tomorrow.
Very cool. And that's down here in the classroom at what time?
That's correct. It's tomorrow at 11.
11. Awesome. Will it be Zoomed?
Yes, it will. I will also record it, so in case anybody needs it, but I will have to send that recording out because YouTube does not like my classes.
So any classes that we shared that you use as someone's name to add as a contact, it marks it as we're distributing someone's data. So it has to be kept private, so it won't be on our public page. And Nicole always appreciates if there's people in the seats here. No one likes to teach to an empty classroom.
It's so much easier. It really is.
Yeah.
Before we get into the main thing for this week, did you want to do something with the playbook?
No, it kind of went to, I don't know,
Go
we'll
through
see,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay, so main thing we're getting into this week, and I put a little splurge out saying this is gonna be a little bit uncomfortable. And we're gonna share a video with you and then talk through it. There are a couple of bad words on here. They're sort of edited out. So I apologize ahead of time on that, but this is something Coach Molly shared with us. And it hit me really hard, so I thought we need to share this with other people too. So here we go. Oh, Nicole, watching this. Any of you that are watching this after it's on YouTube, that was David Goggins. And so you can look that up. We can't record that on the YouTube recording, but so we're back on with that. But I want everybody to grab pen, pencil, your phone, tablet, anything to write a couple things down. What do you get as we listen to that again?
So it kind of goes along with what Gary always talks about. What got you to where you're at now isn't what's gonna get you to the next level. It requires a different skill or training your muscle and your mind of how you're thinking and how you're gonna accomplish the next thing.
You all got to hear this because this was a message for me this weekend, because I was doing great on weight loss and a lot of other stuff, and I got comfortable. The other word for comfortable is lazy. And how many of us have gotten to a lazy spot? We're like, well, good enough is good enough. And we've got 100, as of Friday, September 1st, we'll have 122 days left for this year. What can you do in 122 days? That guy lost 97 pounds in 3 months. I'm still like, how do you do that on top of doing everything else? So with your pen, pencil, tablet, go ahead and start thinking what things, actually, let's go this. What have you not gotten done in 2023 that you said you would? And I loved his whole thing about being uncomfortable. If we try and stay comfortable, we're not gonna grow anymore. So what things were on your list? New Year's resolution, and it's gone. It's not too late to do that.
Takes 66 days to form a habit.
In fact, we have a thing called the 66-day challenge. It's a printout thing, and every day you do it, you can mark it. And we did it once as a team, and if anybody missed a day, we had to all go back to day one and start over. Talk about accountability to each other.
Yeah.
That sucked. Okay, hopefully you've written a couple things down. Here's my other question. What can you do in this time frame that could change your life forever? 4 months, 122 days. That's a lot of time. 4 months, 122 days, 2,928 hours. What 3 things should be on your list to finish by December 31st? What would you love to be sitting at as the ball is dropping and you're doing Happy New Year stuff? And you say, I accomplished these 3 things in these next 4 months.
What if it's not something that's, well, never mind.
This is whatever. This is not, that's what I love about kids.
Sell our house, buy our house and move.
There's 3 things.
So what is something you can do in the next 122 days to make that move forward? So it doesn't mean, so if it's sell a house and buy a house, then it's probably get your home on the market and get it under contract.
It's been on the market since January.
Okay, so then what needs to happen to get under contract?
That's what we're trying- been trying
That's
to
an off the
work
line
on.
of conversation that we can work through, yeah.
Here's an intentional blank screen. Time to think.
So let's talk about the 7 things to expect in a shift. And we hear James Shaw talk about this a lot, but this really goes into what we're thinking about. So in a shift, your skill set will become exposed. So just like in that conversation, the 20%, the actions you've done to get to where you are now, you're gonna find gaps in your business or in your activities or in your skill set that you need to refine. Your skills show in the conversations you have, the experience you offer, and the work you're willing to put in. Be prepared to get a coach to help you strengthen your skill set. Coaches will help you learn and perfect the conversations you're having with your clients. As we heard in Bold yesterday, it's never a time to practice these on your clients. You should be practicing these with an accountability partner or a script practice partner, whatever it may be. But having that first conversation with your client is not what you should be doing. Get really great at systems. Having systems ensure consistency and expertise. So what are price reduction conversations and method, how to collect and present showing feedback, how to keep buyers updated on the market. Number 5, think units. Volume is not something you can control, but you can work toward the number of transactions you want to do. Number 6, double down on lead generation or relationship building. You'll have to talk to more people to do the same amount of units that you've done in the previous years. They're expecting over the last 2 years, there'll be a 2 million unit drop. So 2021 was 6.1, they're projecting about 4.1 million units sold in 2023. So double down on lead generation. And lastly, be the economist of choice. Knowing what's going on in the market will show that you're staying up to date on information that could serve your clients. So you could be the economist of choice by knowing the average days on market, understanding pricing and how to price for right now, and knowing what is happening with interest rates and buying power. And if you don't know what's happening, I can name 4 people in this room that can definitely help educate you on that. So, in Mike's point, what can you do to help you move forward?
So from the video, from the steps from shift, from just what's going through your mind, what are some action items we've got? Here's the way I look at it too. This is the past teacher in me. This is the beginning of the school year. All teams are starting undefeated. Chiefs are starting, Cowboys are already eliminated, so we're sad on that already.
They're done.
Wait a second.
We know. But this is your fresh start. This is back to school. No, nobody has a bad grade yet. Nobody has anything. You have the whole semester, 4 months, to do whatever you want with your life, with your business, with your family, with everything.
And the reason we're having these conversations now is because when we look at a real estate business, we have business planning in October. We don't start January 1 and say, okay, what do we want to do for the year? We start in October to start thinking about what is our transaction count? Do we need to add somebody to our team? What is our lead gen levers? What brings us energy? Now is the time to start having these conversations to get a plan in place. So that way you're up and running January 1, not ready, set, go January 1 of creating the plan.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think the biggest thing that I've seen that video a ton, if you haven't read his books or listened to them, they're absolutely incredible. They're a little foul language, but they are so good. But he said, we all want toughness, but we don't want to work for it. And I think we're in a place where we're gonna have to work for what we want and go back to the systems that we know work so that we can see, go the extreme, go the extra mile to get what we want.
And if you don't know what the systems are, then going to a training or having conversations with agents that do know what those systems are to help give you insight. For sure.
And it's fighting your own brain. Like he said, that's your biggest thing. So I've gotten under the thing where I'm trying to go out and walk 15 minutes every morning before I come in. So my brain automatically goes, you just walked, you should have a donut. It's like, the math doesn't work.
Yes. Close that box over there, close it up.
You know, or grab a quarter, get some M&Ms because I know where the quarters are. But your brain,
Or the key to get into them.
exactly. If you can train your brain to start thinking differently, that's the key to all of it. You know, and so and like I said, this was my fight this weekend. I'm like, Brown, you're smarter than this. This is dumb. Let's get back to what you were doing right. And I thought, if I'm having those thoughts, other people are too. So.
And I think what the common misconception is that you have to do all these different things that maybe you don't like to do. So for some people, they don't want to be on the phones. They prefer face-to-face interaction. Whatever brings you energy, that's what you should do. It doesn't matter, and it's gonna look different for every single person in here. And I think that's something that's really involved in our conversations is it's not one size fits all. It's not, this is the way you have to build your business. Because each of you are involved in so many different aspects that you have a way to help increase your business. It's just how do I plug in and give that a little bit more time to help build it bigger?
But
Or to whatever size you want.
the secret to all of it is staying in touch with your people.
That's conversations,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, you said how many sales this year?
4.1 million.
4.1 million. You know how many leads Zillow sold last year? 16 million? The math doesn't work. It's not about buying leads from somewhere, it's staying in relationship with people. Because if they sold that many, guess what? A lot of them weren't worth anything. So, all right, that's it for this week. We just want to challenge you all. Reset your mind. It's the beginning of the new semester. It's time to get things going. Reminder, next week is still on Wednesday for the next 5 weeks. And next week, we're gonna talk a lot about Hispanic Heritage Week and something called 1% Better. So kind of going on the same time, same mindset here, but we want you all December 31st to be living the biggest life you can imagine, and it's doable. Anything else?
We will not be present for next week's meeting. We will have a guest speaker talk about 1% better. We will be at Leverage Series and we hope some of you will join us.
Absolutely, and we've got flyers on, actually, we got flyers on Hispanic Heritage event up at the front office too.
Make sure you sign up and help volunteer so you can get a cool shirt.
Free shirt. All right. Thank
Bye,
you all.
everyone.
Visit with our affiliates and our vendors. Make sure you're finding people that can help you with your business.
Thank you, guys.
Go to the